Tickle bullies. Ready? Alright, so this is your first video lesson. So, the most important thing we want to do before we start trying to get him to do any obedience is teaching him our marker. So, we're going to have a few different types of markers. The first one we're worried about is what's called the clicker. So, every time I click, I just want him to understand he means the food is coming. Alright, so I'm not asking him to do anything. I'm just click and then feed. Click and then feed. Click and then feed. Okay? Now what we are going to use this for is teaching him that when he hears this, he's done the thing I like, right? So if I ask him to sit, when his butt hits the ground, I click. Puppy, hey! What are you doing? What's a good boy? Yeah! What are you doing? Ready? You ready? Yes! So we did have to spend a little time doing some relationship building. Because he was just like a little weirded out being here. You know, I'm yanking on the chain or yanking on the leash, getting him to go places and dragging him around when he didn't want to. So, making sure that he's out here having a good time is first and foremost. He's going to learn way more that way. Good. So, one of the first things I can start to mark using my clicker is when he turns towards me. Puppy. Puppy. Right there. So when he turned towards me, I used that clicker and I fed him. Good. Papa. Yeah, good boy. So this is something super simple. We can do tons of repetitions because I can give him one piece of kibble each click. I can get 100 repetitions in a session. Eat it. Good. So like I said, I can start to capture when he makes motions towards me. Right? Good job. So what I want you to think the clicker is like taking a photograph. So when he does something I like, I want to take a photograph of it for him. Puppy. Alright? He's going to start to realize every time he walks towards me, he's getting fed. Good. Good. I can also capture when he looks up at me. Honestly, I really like it when they look at my face, right? A lot of dogs do tend to fixate on the hand, which is totally okay at this stage. But he is occasionally offering me some good eye contact, which I like. Good. Good job. Now, the first thing we're going to use this for, the first obedience command we're going to work on is going to be heel. Heel means to be next to my heel. That's essentially what heeling is, what loose leash walking is just be next to my heel. So it doesn't mean stop next to my heel. It means just stay next to my heel. So if I'm walking forward, my heel is moving forward, right? So that's what heel means. It means stay next to my heel. So when my heel is moving forward, you stay next to my heel at my side. Now, while we're working, I don't want him sniffing the ground, looking for treats I've dropped, looking for other dog smells. So I'm just going to kind of keep him moving around. Good. And then when he looks up at me, I can capture that little tiny moment. Okay, so as we start to get into teaching heel, all I'm doing is taking this exact same exercise, and I want to kind of encourage him onto my left side. So if I move like this, good. See that? So I'm just going to kind of encourage him onto my left side, and when he's on my left side, he's going to get some food. And again, I'm using my clicker every single time. Good. if you notice, I'm always feeding him with my left hand. My leash is in my right hand. My clicker's in my right hand. My left hand is all for feeding. So I dropped a treat right there. I'm gonna try my best not to let him get it. He's a little bit faster than me. That's okay. But ideally, I don't want him looking for treats on the ground. Good. So what's gonna happen is the more we do this, the more he gets fed on my left-hand side, the more he's gonna start to expect the food on my left-hand side. So if he expects there's gonna be food on my left-hand side, ideally he's gonna kind of go there looking for the food. Good. And again, this is the position I want here, right? So anytime he's in that position, I can capture it, take that photograph with my clicker, and reward. Good. Now I am trying to strategically move my body to encourage him into that position. So if I move and he moves closer into that position, this is where I want him. When I'm walking, this is where I want him to be. I don't want him up there. I don't want him back here. I don't want him circling around me. I want him right here. Now normally when we're practicing this, we're moving throughout the whole yard and doing lots of walking. Right now, this is for your benefit, so we're kind of keeping it in a small space. But I do try to keep a lot of movement with him. It keeps him very focused on what we're doing. It stops him from trying to sniff the ground. Puppy! Good. If he gets distracted, if you hear I use some like goofy noises to get his attention, right? I go, right? I'm gonna call that bubbling. So if you ever hear me refer to bubbling in our lessons, that's what I mean. So if he gets distracted, I go, puppy, good. But he's doing really good. He usually doesn't take food this early in the morning, but he's taken it today, so that's a really good sign. I want him coming out every single session super excited to start working, super excited to start taking food. Now, there are times when he is a little insistent that he wants to go one way and I want to go the other way. It's really important for me as a handler to just keep moving like a train, okay? We're not going to stop because he's pulling. We're just going to keep moving and we're just going to go. I need him to know he cannot push me around. Whoopee. Good. I want him to also understand he also is in control. So if he comes towards me, he's essentially forcing me to give him a treat. If he offers me a behavior like sit, let's see if we can get him to sit. Sit. Come on, you got it. No, not today. Not yet. If he offers me a behavior, he's essentially forcing me to give him a reward, right? If he hangs out on my left-hand side, I have to reward that. And I want him to understand that. So in the mornings when it's time for him to come out of the kennel, I don't open that door until he's sitting. And I'll stand there for 10, 15 minutes until he does sit. But the moment he sits, I open that door, right? So he's essentially in control of opening that door based on his actions and his decisions. Good. Again, when he comes into that heel position, I have to reward him. I want him to feel very much in control. I want him to know he can get what he wants and what he needs by doing certain things. Whoopee. Good. So again, moving into that heel position, gets him food. Whoopee. Now in this position here, if I start pulling him, he's gonna start pulling back. Now if I have to go that way, guess what? We're going. It's not a question. But if I start pulling him, again, he's gonna pull that way. So ideally, I'm gonna make those goofy noises and encourage him to come towards me. Whoopee, puka puka pukas. Whoopee. Whoopee, hoot, doo. Yeah, good job. Good Bowie. Yeah, you did it. Good job. All right. So I know it doesn't seem like a whole lot. You know, we're still kind of just rolling into things, getting him motivated. I know it was hard to get him motivated and excited, especially this early in the morning. By the afternoons, as he loosens up, he's a little bit better, a little bit more enthusiastic. Each day, he gets more hungry for that food, more hungry for the work. Yeah. So I'm expecting great things as we go. Yeah. And again, this is the position I want. Good. Good job. All right, that's it.